wine at Warnoff's or warn Harriet.
Let's ask her.
Harriet, you know, the person who did this almost killed your ex-fiancé a few hours ago.
Kelvin's hurt.
The point is, the man who did this isn't just going to go away. Whatever it is so important to him that he's going to do anything to get it back. He must have some idea of what it is.
Something Kelvin gave you that wasn't his to give?
The only thing I can think of is some drugs that Kelvin gave me to look after. Andrew's already taken those. Are you saying this is why this happened?
What do you mean Andrew's taken them?
Well, I'm only guessing because he was so angry when he came to the club last night. He accused me of using again. Andrew, he hates drugs, he loathes them. You know, why can't he understand I am who I am? He said that he'd seen the drugs I was keeping for Kelvin, that he'd taken them. He said that if I didn't stop seeing Kelvin, stop using, he'd find a way to make me stop. Did he? Did he hurt Kelvin?
This guy's not after drugs. He's after something else. Something Kelvin had or something Kelvin gave you. He did give you something, didn't he? Just before we got sent down.
He told me not to open it. Not till he got out.
Where is it?
He was still engaged then. What is it?
Well, it's not a diamond ring.
It's a computer memory stick.
I don't know what's on it.
We'll find out.
So just one file.
Dated 21st of July 2006. Is that someone's birthday?
No, that's the night that Jessica Bartlett died.
That's Littlewood. That's the 222 Club.
She's going into Warren Oldfield's office.
No, I thought Warren Oldfield said he didn't know Jessica Bartlett before she died.
He did. I'd say he knows her pretty well, wouldn't you? I don't know if I can watch this. It's like some sort of snuff movie. She was there. She was in Oldfield's office the night she died.
As was Kelvin Henderson.
Oldfield's made payments to Kelvin since he's come out of prison, yeah?
Yeah. Why, you think he was trying to buy this video?
Well, I wouldn't put it past Kelvin to try a little blackmail.
Hey, I've just spoken to Mrs. Hall's niece. Her boyfriend's name's Warren Oldfield, owner of the 222 Club.
Right, I'm going to go and see if Kelvin's ready to come in for a little chat. You want to pick up Oldfield?
With pleasure.
Looks familiar.
Yep.
Going somewhere, Warren?
Warren Oldfield, I'm arresting you for the manslaughter of Jessica Bartlett and conspiracy to pervert the course of justice. You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention one question, something which you later rely on court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence. Do you understand?
I want to talk to my solicitor.
I'm the victim here, man.
Yeah. Sally, book him in and get him ready for interview, yeah?
Yes, sir.
How'd it go with Oldfield?
Badly. No comment all the way. Grace is still in there, but...
That video's not going to be enough, is it? Even if it is permissible as evidence. We need Kelvin to give us something on him.
Mate, this is ridiculous. I didn't even know the girl.
You knew her well enough to make that home video.
And to blackmail Warren Oldfield for it for the tune of £10,000. Let me spell it out for you, Kelvin. 18 months ago, I ran a murder investigation into the death of Jessica Bartlett. Now, here was a young girl who'd never taken drugs before in her life, and suddenly she ends up dead outside a nightclub. Now, there was evidence to suggest that the body had been moved after she died, and her father was convinced she was murdered because she stumbled across something that she shouldn't have.
Like a widespread dealing operation in a nightclub, maybe?
Now, my investigation didn't go anywhere because I couldn't find any evidence of that dealing. That is a problem I don't have anymore because now I have you.
You're going to tell us exactly what happened to that young girl that night. Because right now, we think that it was your cocaine that killed her.
And that means you're facing some serious jail time.
It wasn't my cocaine. Right, I didn't have any cocaine to give back then.
Are you really telling me that you weren't dealing for Warren Oldfield?
No, I was dealing, but it wasn't my stuff. Oldfield had his own source. He'd just give it to me and I'd deal it on the floor.
So why did you make the video then?
Because I wanted something on Oldfield, OK? he was obsessed with this girl, you know. I mean, she was underage, but she was up for it. Never taken drugs, you say, man. You've seen that video. I mean, she couldn't get enough of it. Oldfield was always having me bring her up to his office. Anyway, next thing I know is, right, she's been found dead outside the club, and Oldfield shut me out cold, didn't want me anywhere near the place. I admit, I was going to try blackmailing him. But then this copper turns up and frames me. Plants 20 grams in my car.
Untruth tipping?
Funny thing is, you see the wraps that guy put in my car, okay? They were exactly the same as Oldfield was giving me to sell in his club. Which got me thinking, where was Oldfield getting his supply from? So just imagine my surprise when that same cop turns up in Oldfield's club, shoves his warrant in my face and takes my stash.
Just doesn't make sense. Harriet told us that PC tipping hates drugs, hates drug dealers. Now I'm supposed to believe he was supplying Warren Oldfield.
Maybe he learned his lesson the hard way.
Oh, what, trying to make amends?
Everyone makes mistakes, don't they?
Sarge, we just back from Warren Oldfields. We found this. It was tucked away in one of the cupboards.
Yeah, it took us a moment to realise who it was. Just weren't expecting this, I guess.
Right, so looks like PC tipping was doing a favour for an old friend.
It was just supposed to be a one-time thing, you know. Warren had put everything into the club and it was still failing. He came to me for help. I set him up with a dealer I'd nicked a couple of times. And let him know when there was any heat on, that kind of thing. I just thought it would be better if the club was hooked up with a clean, reliable supplier. One that could be controlled. But you can't control that kind of thing. I learned that too late.
Too late for Jessica Bartlett.
Warren was in love. I mean, it's not like he got her into the stuff. He never used it himself. She just wanted to lead that kind of lifestyle. Well, who was to know?
She died in his office.
Yeah, he panicked. If he'd have called an ambulance, maybe she would have lived.
But instead he called you and you took care of it.
It wasn't like that. We're not bad people.
You know, that man you hit last night was Jessica Bartlett's father. You and Warren Oldfield have taken away his wife, his daughter. You've ruined his entire life.
Tell him I'm sorry. I tried to make amends. We both did. The club's been clean ever since. Until Kelvin Henderson came back with his videos and his blackmail. I told Warren I'd deal with it, but, well, he always was a panicker.
Bloody hell.
It wasn't supposed to be a one-time thing. You remember that. You tell Sally to remember that.
Interview terminated. 1747.
Sarge, how'd it go with Andrew Tipping?
He's admitted attempted to pervert the course of justice, so he's a CPS problem now. Thanks, all of you. Been a long day. Here, get a drink on me.
Oh. What, are you going to come with us?
I'll catch you up.
Thank you. Sarge,
Sorry. I thought you were going for a drink.
I just wanted to say thank you.
What for?
You know what for. Why do you do this?
Do what?
Act like it's all part of the job.
It is all part of the job. We all got to stick together. All the time. Remember that.
Next time